Hey loves, welcome back to my channel or welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Day, and if you love videos like this, please subscribe and join the lovely family. And if you have been here, thank you guys so much for being here, supporting. I want to be positive, but today we are doing 5 things that you really should not do with starter locks. I am speaking from experience. I don't want you guys to think that I'm being negative or I'm trying to make fun of anyone. I'm making fun of myself first because all of these things, all of them I have done in the past with my first set of locks. And I just don't want anyone on my channel to have to suffer the way that I suffered. And some of these things I kind of needed to remind myself not to go there. So if you are interested, please keep on watching. All right, so the first thing is the most important thing. And if you haven't heard it enough already, I am here to tell you again, watch out for products that will cause buildup in your hair, please. This is something that I have to focus on myself. A lot of my subscribers also ask me about specific oils and things that cause buildup. There is no perfect answer to don't use this, use that, don't use this, use that. But there are some products that are definite, that's going to cause buildup in your hair. One of the things that I did the first time around was I used some leave-in conditioners. I love the way they made my locks look. I love like the texture of, and it wasn't even really thick leave-in conditioner. But I just liked that refreshed look it gave my hair. I would spray it on with some water and my hair just looked like just so moist and refreshed and everything like that. And then months later, I saw the negatives of using that stuff in my leave-in conditioner that I used to love when I was a loose natural that I still use on my daughter's hair. And this is the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Leave-In Conditioner. Look at how thick this is. Like, I can flip it upside down. Nothing is coming. This stuff is thick, okay? You have to envision using this on your hair for a few months or a few weeks. How much of that is trapped in your hair? We know that locks are like vacuums. Everything that you put in, it's really hard to get it out. So it just sucks it in the middle. And you may use something like that for a couple weeks or a couple months and think, oh, I'm good. That's not how it works. That's really not how it works. The first time around, when I was using that leave-in conditioner, the reason I kept using it was because the product was not showing up in my locks. I was like, I'm fine, it looks fine. 6 or 7 months later, I started to see the product surfacing, coming from the inside of my locks and forming on the outside. It started to like form this like milky, coaty, white look specks within my locks, and I was devastated. I really could not get that stuff out my hair. I remember sitting in my husband's room, he was my boyfriend at the time, and crying. I was that devastated, and he was helping me trying to pick out the buildup and things like that, and it was nothing I can do because, I had been putting those products in my hair for months. I never really used conditioner, but I know some people use conditioner, and I'm not really here to tell you what to do and what not to do with your hair. I would really research a product that you feel can, go into your hair and not cause buildup. I haven't seen it yet. I know a lot of people claim that certain conditioners don't really add buildup to their hair, but the same people that claim that are the same people that dye their hair often. So I'm kind of like, well, is that really true, or is your hair just dyed so you can't really see the buildup as much? Don't really know, because I do know my first lock time around, the way that I covered up my hair, and being 100% with you guys, the way I covered up the buildup in my hair was I dyed it, and I had to keep dyeing it because when the dye faded, you could see the buildup. So it's not 100% avoidable sometimes. Unfortunately, that's one of the things with locks. We can't prevent everything, but you can stop yourself from doing that. Edge control is another thing. I'm famous for it. I love edge control. However, you just gotta be careful. Do you need edge control every day? No, you do not. If you can go 100% without it, go for it. I try not to use it. I may use it once a week, and I make sure it's for if I'm going somewhere, specific. But that's another thing. So I would just be mindful of that. Please don't go through what I went through. Oh my gosh, that was just the worst. Like, products that just cause it's a disaster. My next thing not to do is wearing tight styles or retwisting too often, retwisting too tight. I did this a lot the first time. I love styles. First of all, oh my goodness, lock styles are beautiful. I wore lock style to my wedding, a lock updo. I really like bantu knots. I love stuff like that. Oh my goodness, like I just think lock styles are so beautiful. However, you just really have to be careful. Locks are heavy, okay? And when you are starting off your locks, you don't realize how heavy your locks can get, but they really do pull on your hairline. They pull on the roots of your hair. It's just a pulling process. Even retwisting your hair, you're taking it and you're just pulling the hair and twisting it over and pulling it down. So when you're doing that stuff, you have to make sure that you're not doing it all the time. Figure out a retwist routine that works for you. When you're first starting off, I know we have to twist our hair a little bit more frequently than those with longer hair. But if you can avoid it, please just like let your hair be. The first time around, whenever I went somewhere, I would be retwisting my little part in the front or retwisting my hair around the edges. If you can avoid that, or if you feel like your hair is just, doing a bit much, throw on a wrap, throw on a hat or something, and try to just cover your hair instead of retwisting it so often. I currently retwist every 2 to 3 weeks, but I even plan on spacing that out more as I go, just developing a routine that works. In the same way, you can, if you are not freeform. So let me explain just briefly, because I know some people are very new. Freeforming is when you have locks that you just kind of let them form on their own. That's why it's called freeforming. They're free to form however they want to form. And when you're doing that, you don't retwist at all. You kind of just let your hair go. That's fine. But there are some people who are not freeforming. They may think they're semi-freeforming or just kind of, waiting in between the locks. But sometimes when you wait a really, really long time and then you try to separate your hair and twist on top of all that new growth, that can harm your hair too, because your hair naturally, especially if you have thick hair like me, it is going to naturally start to mesh and mold together and cling to each other. So when you wait a really long time, in order for you to separate your hair, you almost have to like pop your locks. I know people have seen that, like you moisturize your hair and at the roots, your hair will start to combine and you have to like pull your hair and break it so that it can retwist. So that's dangerous too, and it can cause thinning. So just to avoid all that, try to develop a routine and stick with that as much as you can. That's my 2 cents. I don't have all the answers, but that's what has worked for me and that I've seen has worked for other people. So my next don't is going to sleep or laying down anywhere without wrapping up your hair. Lengths and locks, they love each other. It's almost like they go together. I've had this little scarf here for years and I used to love how cute this scarf was. I'm not gonna put it on, but it's one of those infinity scarves and I used to wear this and it sat on my neck. This is it in the front, so you can imagine what it was like in the back. And it just sat on the back row of my hair, and I wore it all winter long. It was so cute with like a leather jacket and stuff like that. But once again, like by the time winter was over, that back row lint everywhere. I was not wrapping it. I've never really had a problem with going to sleep without wrapping my hair because that's just a natural thing to me. But if you are not doing that, I would encourage you to do that too, because your pillows, your comforters, everything like that has that lint in it. And even though it's not completely avoidable, the dust, the lint and stuff, you can help your hair out just by wrapping it. The winter sweaters, oh my gosh, they get you. Those sweaters, they're so cute, but not cute for your hair. My next don't, guys, I know some people are gonna disagree with me. I feel like at this point in 2020, like, I'm just gonna say it. I really don't have much to say about it. Bleaching your hair, I think this is one of the things that I can 100% say, don't do it. Like there are some things that I say, oh, you can do what works for you, I wouldn't recommend it, but you can do it. Bleach, just don't. Please, just do not. Like, I have yet to see anyone's hair who has come back from being bleached. Anyone's. You can dye your hair sometimes and it will just come back to life, or you can kind of work on getting your health back. If you bleach it, like straight up bleach, like the little mixed cream, like bleach literally eats away at the hair. It eats away at everything. I mean, we use bleach to clean like bacteria, you know what I'm saying? Like it attacks and it does that with your hair. So even though that, blonde, platinum, whatever that you're going for may look nice, I would really, really stay away from your hair. If you are one of those people that want your locks for a long time to come. Now, if you know you're cutting your hair next year and you want that blonde color, girl, go for it, because you're cutting your hair anyway. But if you're like me and you know you want your hair for 5 years, 10 years down the road, do not bleach your hair unless you plan on cutting that out later on. It's just no way. I have not seen it. Let me know if there's someone who's bleached their hair and their hair just looks beautiful and healthy. Not stylish, but healthy. I haven't seen it yet. Like, that bleach, it tears. You can really tell when someone's bleached their hair. It's drying. It's just, you don't want to go there. It's not worth it. It would not be worth it. Pick another color, but don't bleach your hair. My last thing is something that I experienced myself, and this is hard depending on, you know, what your situation is. If you're a mom, if you're in school, you know, life happens. But my last thing is really neglect. Try your best not to neglect your hair. It's really easy to do that with locks because they're so low maintenance that they're so easy to just forget about. You can go throughout the day and not really worry about your hair, not worry about moisturizing, not worry about wrapping it up. But please do not neglect your hair, because you will see the results of the neglect later on. It's something I did towards the end of my lash journey after I didn't care anymore and I knew I was just gonna cut my hair. I started neglecting it and I started seeing like, wow, if I really was not taking care of my hair, this is what my hair would look like. I know we get locks because they are, you know, kind of carefree, but they still have to be cared for. So don't neglect your hair. I say in my videos, or I said in my last video, is just try to enjoy the journey. Try not to compare your hair with other people. That's a big don't for me. Just enjoy the process and take it for what it is, and just try your best to do what's best for you and best for your hair. There's no rule book to locks. There is no, if you do this, your locks will turn out perfectly the way you want them to. We just learn by experience. I tell you all these things because everything that I tell you don't do, aside from the bleach, I've done it before. So take my advice, take other people's advice if you can on what not to do, and kind of try to formulate your own process with your locks and do what you can to enjoy a happy, healthy journey. Other than that, that's all I have. Any more don'ts? I'm still working on some of these don'ts, obviously. I'm still working on edge control because your sis loves laid edges. That is just my thing. But yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts below. I appreciate you guys for coming in and supporting me and supporting my channel. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.